Kia ora, good morning. It is Wednesday the 18th of December. I am Mike from Markets. This is Kiwibank Markets in a Minute, the final Kiwibank Markets in a Minute for 2019. Yeah, I hope we go out with a bang, but it'll probably just be that usual meandering hodgepodge of ramblings. You know how we roll. Yeah, right, so the mover and shaker of the past 24 hours, it was the Great British Pound. The pound, it took a pounding, I guess, overnight, falling the better part of 1.5% against the greenback and by a pretty hefty margin against pretty much everything else. Now, that move stemmed from word that the recently reappointed Prime Minister Boris Johnson, he is looking at amending legislation to prevent the transition period from being extended beyond December of next year. So what does that mean? Okay, so all going to plan, the UK will formally leave the EU on the 31st of January. But during the transition period, they'll still be subject to the rights and laws of EU membership. They just won't be represented in the EU Parliament. Now, that transition period, it effectively means status quo as far as trade and stuff goes until a new trade agreement can be agreed. Yeah, so end of January, the UK leaves. Beginning of February, life continues as usual until December, possibly. The problem with legally preventing an extension is that if a trade deal isn't agreed by that point, you have that no-deal Brexit scenario play out, and no one wants that. Yeah, so from a market perspective, last week we had returning certainty and a reduced risk of the UK crashing out of the EU sans deal. And now that risk is returned and the pound has been sold. Yeah, in Kiwi pound terms, we are back above the 50 pence mark this morning. The Kiwi and the Aussie, they also declined. They got caught up in that risk-off wave prompted by the pound. 65.65 US cents, that was the Kiwi low. We are just a bit above that now. Bigger picture, US equity markets, no fresh US-China headlines, they're just bobbing along. European equity markets, they slipped away on all that Brexit deadline stuff. So, yeah, that's what happened. And we're done. Markets a Minute. Done and dusted for 2019. It seems like just the other week we were signing off for 2018. But it was a year ago. A long year of early starts ago. Anyway, look, thanks very much for your clicks, your continuing clicks over the year. We've certainly appreciated it. Compliments of the season. I suddenly realised I'm not wearing a Santa hat. But I'll make up for it next year. Ka kite anō.